Yes, hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you are good. Welcome to another lesson as we continue in the steps to recovering or overcoming sexual addiction. We talked about how to staff your triggers. We talked about admit that there was a problem. We talked about you identifying your triggers and all that. And then the assessment was given. So those that have done the assessment, thank you. God bless you. That you are progressing, and I know your life will never remain the same. So right now in this very lesson, as we continue on steps on how to overcome sexual addiction, what we want to look at right now is determination and discipline. Determination and discipline. And though I spoke a bit about determination and discipline towards the end of the last lesson, I spoke a bit about determination and discipline. When self-discipline is important in addiction recovery, no one can excuse that. Self-discipline is very important in addiction recovery. Remember in the last lesson I told you, I said no one is going to do this for you. Just the way you starve yourself, you abstain from some things just to achieve life goals, just the way you discipline yourself enough to wake up early in the morning by 5 a.m. just to meet up with work time because you know you need the money, just the way you wake up or you discipline yourself not to do some things because they don't align with your beliefs or your values. That is how you discipline yourself and get intentional about this recovery. No one is going to do it for you. All right, think about how addiction has ruined your life. Think about how addiction has ruined your relationships. Think about how addiction has ruined your social life. Think about all those things, and you want to be very determined and disciplined to overcome this addiction. So discipline and determination will help you build a healthy habit needed to overcome addiction. It will help you create structures to stay clean for a long time. So this discipline and determination we're talking about is not just going to help you in this phase that we are overcoming. It will help you to stay clean for a long time. There are so many things we are asking you to do now, like I asked in the last lesson. Many things I ask you to do that if you keep at them, if you become consistent with them, it will help you stay clean for a long time. So discipline and determination is so needed in your recovery journey. Self-discipline boosts your sense of self-efficiency, and self-efficiency is the feeling that you are in charge of your own life. By the time that you have been struggling with addiction, one thing is sure: you have been completely dependent on that addiction. You have been completely dependent on that habit or that substance. So discipline and determination will help you build this self-efficiency that will give you the feeling that I'm in charge of my life. Nothing can manipulate me to go watch porn or go masturbate or go sniff any drug anymore. You are in charge of your own life. That is the reason why you want to be disciplined and determined in this journey to recovery from addiction. The next thing you want to do is you want to build on your values and your goals. You want to build on your values and your goals. Purpose is a great weapon against habit, so get busy. I talked about it also a little in the other lesson. Purpose is a great weapon to overcoming addiction, so get busy. What is it that you want to build on? What are your goals? The excitement of doing something different and meeting set goals can help you replace the urge to masturbate. The excitement of doing something different or meeting set goals can help replace the urge to masturbate, the urge to watch porn, the urge to look for who to sleep with. You can turn your sexual urge into creative input. So set a goal per time. You should be working on something per time. As a young person, even as a husband, as a wife, as a mother, watching me right now or going through this addiction recovery workshop right now, this should be something you are working on part time. You don't just live your life to chance. You don't just wake up and live like that. What are your goals? What are you working on? What is your purpose? What are you living for? There is something that purpose does to a person's life. Purpose restructure your life. Purpose has a way of making you know where to be and where not to be. Purpose has a way of making you know what to do and what not to do. Many of us, the thing that sets us into seeking for solution to many addictions we're struggling with is purpose. When we get to the place of discovering of purpose, we find out that we are here for a reason. We are here for a reason. We are not just here to waste our lives. We cannot give our lives to drugs. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you are sniffing drugs. Your health is deteriorating. Your relationships are being affected. Nothing good is really happening, and it's traceable to your addiction. 10 years is past, 20 years is past. You wouldn't want to live like that continuously. You want to live a reasonable life, a life of purpose. And sometimes when you look at this purpose, when you identify this purpose, when you set these goals, when you know what you are living for, you will have the strength to fight what wants to stop you from becoming what God has created you to be. In your career, I know people that were sacked out of their jobs because of masturbation and pornography addiction. I say a story like that earlier in this lesson. When you become so distracted, when you are supposed to focus on something reasonable that will add to your career, that will add to your life, that will add even to the company you are working for, you are thinking of, you run out of the office to go and sniff cocaine or to go and take that job. You run to the toilet to masturbate or to watch pornography. The time you're supposed to be productive, you're using the time to watch porn, and sometimes you don't meet up with deadlines in your office anymore, and the people begin to see you as an incompetent person. And when they are saying you to sackness, you are going to be in the list because you are not being competent, you are not being fruitful, you are not added to the company. So all these things are the things that addiction can do to you, and even many more. Many of us already know because we know what addiction has done to us already. So you want to fight this thing that is destroying you. You want to fight it with your last strength because it's destroying you. So get busy. Get a purpose. If you are here, you don't know your purpose yet. If you don't know how to go about discovering your purpose, reach out to me. I will connect you to someone that will take you on the journey to discovering your purpose, so that you know what you are living for, so that you know what you are here for, and you know the reason why you will not allow 10 years again or the next 5 years of your life to be wasted struggling with that addiction. Get busy doing something. Learn something new. Write that ebook. Apply for that course. Learn an instrument. Learn how to draw. Just do something new with your life. Something you have not done in the past 5-6 years. Do it now. Look at your life and say, okay, I am interested in this thing. Let me apply for it. Go online. You see free online courses. Add knowledge to your life. Take that book and read it. Write that ebook yourself. Many of you, your creative energy is so much. Write the book. Get creative. Get busy doing something. Learn an instrument, and you will see that the time you're supposed to be using to masturbate, watch porn and all, you will channel it into this newfound hobby. And before you know it, sometimes some of us, this is the secret to overcoming addiction. As soon as we just rechannel our energy into doing something new, you will forget that you were addicted to anything. What is the next thing you will want to do? All of these things I just mentioned, let me add by saying that all these things take discipline and persistence. No one said it was going to be easy, but we all know that it's worth it. It takes discipline and persistence for you to do all these things I just mentioned. Building on your values. I spoke about goal, and now I want to talk about values. Building on your values is simply building on what is more important to you. Let me give a typical example. For example, you are a young Christian, or you are a young woman that you're just living your life carelessly, lesbian and doing all you do, and then you give your life to Jesus Christ. For example, if you're a Christian and you understand what I'm talking about, or even if you're not a Christian, you are of other religion, you decided to get serious with your faith. Alright, because I know so many religions don't support these things. So you decide to get serious with your faith. And while at it, you find out the value system that surrounds your faith work. So you now know that, okay, if I want to be a serious Christian, for example, I cannot masturbate. And if I want to be a serious Christian, this is what it means. It means that I have to live and fulfill the purpose of God on earth. And it means that I have to live like Christ himself in the face of the earth. And it means that I have to have heaven on earth experience while living on earth and preparing myself to meet Jesus on the last day as I get to heaven. You know that is what it means to be a serious Christian. So now this is your value. These are the values that surround your faith walk. You will now ask yourself, if I am masturbating, am I really being a serious Christian? If I'm watching pornography, am I really being a serious Christian? If I'm just going around anytime I feel sexual urge, I look for a woman to sleep with, am I really being a serious Christian? Now this is you building on your values. You now know that, okay, these are my values. In my career, I want to become one of the best stars in my company. And if I come home, I'm supposed to be studying around my career goals. I'm supposed to be studying so that I can become a better person in my workplace. But when I get home, I spend 2, 3, 4 hours just watching pornography. So if I continue like this, will I still become a better person in my office? You have set a goal for yourself in the office, and you are building on the values that will make you a better person in that office. And then many more. Even in your business, I want to study to become the best fashion designer. I want to study to become the best digital marketer. I want to study to become the best proprietress or something. I want to study to become the best father. I want to spend time to develop myself, to become a good mother, to become a better mother, a better wife, a better husband. Those are the values, those are the goals, those are the things you want to become better at. And then every day you come home and you are doing porn. The question is that, is this me, that this person that is serving porn right now, can this person still be a better father? So when you find out that the values you build around fatherhood, or around your career, or around becoming a better person in one area of your life or the other, and that addiction is not helping you to become it, you will want to put the values ahead of your urge. Right. So you will want to put your values and your goals above the addiction. And sometimes when you see that, it starts in the mind. We have learned about the mind. When you sit and think about this thing, they say when you get this anger in your spirit that this thing is really destroying me, please, I don't want to do this anymore. The way you are like this as a father, would you want your children to meet you like this? Are you proud? So you want to build your value system, and you want your value system, you have to put it above the addiction. You want to put it above the addiction. You will become a great person. If becoming a great person is more important to you than the addiction, then build on that. If your mental health and your general well-being is more important to you than the addiction, build on that. All right. So you want to build on your values. You want to build on your values. I wouldn't mind if you take it for your assessment for this short lesson we just spoke about. If you take it as your assessment to share your values with me and the values you want to build on. I want you to share your values with me. Let me know that you understand what I talk about in these goals and values. Share with me the goals you have set for yourself for this year and the values you hold dear to your heart. You want to become better here or there. Share them with me and tell me how you want to build on them to become a better person. And I have a gift for you. I think I can give like 2 GB of data to anybody that will share this with me. All right. So now the next thing you want to do to overcome sexual addiction is identify your strengths and your weaknesses. Identify your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, when you identify your strengths and your weaknesses, you build on your strengths and you run away from your weaknesses. You build on your strengths and you run away from your weaknesses. What are some strengths that you can build on? I'm going to share some things with you. There are some things that some of you are that you don't even know. You are not aware that this is a strength I have within me. This is the strength I have. Recently, I learned from somebody that if you have the ability to talk boldly, it's a strength. There was a time in my life I wanted to just stop myself from talking. I used to feel like I talk too much. Why can't I be quiet like this person is? Why can't I be so reserved like this person is? I'm not like an extrovert per se, but if I have a need to talk, I talk a lot. So it's not like talking too much is good. But I'm trying to say that talking boldly is a gift. You are the one that will watch where the limits, you place your limits, you know when to stop and when not to stop. Now, why am I telling you this? Some of you have some strengths that you may not know that, okay, this thing is a strength. So what I'm going to share with you now, some of the strengths you can build on while overcoming this addiction. One of them is true self-awareness. True self-awareness is a strength. We talk about admitting that you have a problem. It's a strength. There are so many people out there struggling with addiction that cannot bring themselves to admit that this thing is a problem. They are too scared to admit that it's a problem. Have you seen such people? People who just live, avoiding their problem. You understand? There are people who are lazy, but they don't want to tell themselves that this character I'm exhibiting is a character of a lazy person. They want to find every excuse around not doing what they are supposed to do in the set time. When they are, I know when we're in the hostel, there are sometimes I will have class in the morning by 7 a.m. The same department, the same room. Some people won't go to that class. We slept at the same time. Some of us will wake up early, prepare, and we are asked for class, and you go and come back, and some people are at home. Where is the handout? Where is the note? Tell me copy. What did the teacher say? Because they were too lazy to wake up in the morning. And then if you want to tell them that, okay, this thing you are doing, do you know it's on seriousness, indiscipline, and laziness? Those words become too big for them. They will say, hey, because I just sleep, say make I rest. You are calling it indiscipline. I am not indisciplined. And then when you check other areas of their lives, you see this indiscipline and this unseriousness and this laziness, showing in different areas of their lives also. But they don't just want to bring themselves to terms that, okay, this thing is wrong. So self-awareness is one of the strengths you can build on. If you are somebody that will allow yourself to have a clear view of yourself and know what is good and what is bad in your life, you are the kind of person that can actually tell yourself the truth that this thing is good, this thing is bad. That is another strength you can build on. You already know that pornography is bad and you have told yourself that it's bad. You are not beating around the bush. You are not trying to look for theories in the internet that would justify what you are doing, even when you know that you are seeing the consequences and the effects in your own life. If you are someone who is able to come to the place of agreeing that yes, this thing is wrong, build on that strength. In the place of true self-awareness, you are able to tell yourself the truth, comparing who you were before to who you are right now. That's another thing you can do. Who were you before you started masturbating? How was your life before you started taking that substance? How was your life before you got addicted to sex that you now can no longer just live without it? How was your life before you got addicted to pornography? Look at these two people and compare. Are you now a better person to that person? And when I'm talking about being a better person, I'm not talking about money. You may be richer, but you know what is going on in your mental health. You know what is going on with your social life. You know what is going on with your relationship. You know how bad you feel inside. You know the psychological effect of addiction in your life over the years. So draw this calendar. Tell yourself, where was I before? Compare who you are right now to who you were before who you were before the addiction and who you are right now. Most of the time you discover that you have become a shadow of yourself. That makes the desire to fight the addiction even stronger. So build on that. Number 2, decisiveness is a strength. Decisiveness is a strength. In my book, My Regrets Were More Than My Gains, I spoke about the destiny-destroying dangers of indecision. There's some people that don't know that it's dangerous to be indecisive. You don't know what to stand for. For 5 years, you cannot identify, okay, this is what I want to do with my life, and this is what I stand for. Indecision. So if you are a decisive person, you have some strength right there. So you will have this strength of making decision and standing by it. Use it already. It's not everybody that make decision that I want to overcome addiction and they go as far as registering for a course like this, discipline themselves to listen to all the lessons and apply it to their lives. So if you are that person that makes a decision and you hold on to that decision and you stand by that decision, you have the strength right there. Build on it and it will help you. Number 2, another strength that some of us have is spirituality. Yes, I call spirituality a strength here because if your spiritual background is strong, leverage on it. It's not every one of us that struggle with addiction that had a strong spiritual background. Some of us, our addiction lasted for too long because there was no spiritual background. There was nobody to even tell us that this thing is not, So that spirituality, that's your religion. It might not be Christianity, it might be another religion. But you want to leverage on your spirituality. The fact that you take your religion seriously, you will want to leverage on it. If you're a spiritual person and your background is strong, leverage on it. Talk to your pastor, your spiritual leader about it. Talk to your prayer coordinator. If you can trust them and you know they can stand in the gap for you, talk to them. If you are a spiritual person, leverage on your prayer. Prayer can help you overcome addiction. prayer, meditation, and other spiritual practice can help your addiction recovery process. So leverage on your spiritual strength. Another strength you want to build on is maturity. Maturity. Some people, maturity here, I'm not talking about age now. There are some people that are old but not matured enough to know what they want for their lives and stand by it. There are some people that go with the flow too much. You might even be a Christian. You might even be a man of God as I'm talking right now. But you know that you go with the flow a lot. If another man of God call you now, you say, I want to do a 21 days fasting. Another man of God call you tomorrow morning now and say, man of God, you have been doing this fasting thing for too long now. Come, let's just go and enjoy ourselves for a minute. You'll forget 21 days fasting and follow that person. You are not matured to stand by what you believe and do what you decide you make up your mind to do. This thing is not by age. So emotionally matured people don't throw tantrums when they don't get their way. They know how to delay gratification and control impulsive desires. So if you're an emotionally matured person, you want to build on it in this your addiction recovery journey. You know how to control your impulsive desire. Maybe this is the only strength you have. Leverage on it. Build on this strength. Focus on it. You are the kind of person that when you wake up and tell yourself, I don't want to do this thing, and you are matured enough to live by it, no matter what anybody says, leverage on it. Right now you have made a decision to overcome this addiction, and no matter what you see anybody say, stand by this decision, and in no time you will see the result of this decision you just made right now. In this regards, maturity has very little to do with the age of the person. There is a saying that if you can master your emotion, you can master your addiction. If you can master your emotion, you can master your addiction. If you're the kind of person that knows how to master your emotion, leverage on it. It will help you so much in this addiction recovery process. So go ahead now and start making a list. This is your assessment for this lesson right now. I want to hear you. Send it to me. I'm here. I want to read through whether it's 1,000 people that are going to send it. I'm here to listen to you. So now I want you to go ahead and make a list of all your strengths. Be honest with yourself and admit the qualities that you have that are great. Write them down. It may not be among the ones I've listed. You know, I cannot list all the strengths of everybody in the world in this class. We'll sleep here. It may not be among, but list your own strengths now. Write them down and go ahead and start building on it. Also, you may want to just make a list. Maybe you just want to write on this side my strengths and this other side my weaknesses. You may make it like a PDF and send to me. If you, I want you to send it to me. I think I want you to do that. So write your strengths and write your weaknesses. All right. I may just personally, when I read through, I'll be able to put you through on how to build on those things you wrote down as your strength personally, and how to stay away from your weaknesses. So go ahead and do that. That's your assessment for this week, for this lesson. Thank you so much. I'm moving into the next lesson. I want to know that you are enjoying this lesson because I'm also enjoying myself.